Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. This is Arif. In this video, we are going to see the Sarf or the structure of some Arabic words, and we are going to start from the root words, three-lettered words of Arabic, and then we are going to see the how their structures or the forms changes, how they modify according to different situations. So let's start the first slide. So in this first slide, on this column on the right side, I have defined the scales and the definitions of those words which I am going to use, and on these left three columns I have defined three words, and then we are going to see how these words in Arabic can modify according to different scales. So this is our first scale. This is fail, three-lettered, and on this scale we have this math word. This is also a three-lettered word. In the middle there is a vowel, and on the sides there is consonant. So this math is actually verb, and then this second word is like, for example, Halak, and this is also on the scale of fail, three-lettered word, all consonants, and this is actually a noun. And then there is this Raham word, and this is also a noun, and this is based upon three consonants, no vowel. And we also have another variation of math, which is moth, and moth has in the end a vowel, and this is a noun. And then we have on the fail scale, three-letter scale, another variation of this word, and this is miyat, and this miyat is actually an adjective. And next we see from Raham it becomes Raham once we put an alif between Ra and Ha. And then we have, this is on the scale of file, and this Raham is actually a subject noun, and this Raham is actually uh, the part of a woman body. And from here, from this variation, it becomes actually Raham. Raham is actually once who is somebody is very kind on you, and since your mothers are usually really kind, and from there it is extracted. And Raham is the one who is going to do kindness on you, and once you are getting that kindness, you are going to become this Marhum. So Marhum is actually once you are receiving, and this Raham is once you are doing something. And same way, this Halak has this Halak, and Halak is somebody like who is going to like give terrible like for example, who is giving who is putting pains on the people, something like that. Halk is actually once you die or once you get destroyed. Math and moth are used for dead bodies, all the cases of death. This is the right word, and this is also used for death. But in our cases, I mean, this is actually this maf'ul scale. Maf'ul is a noun, and marhum we use for some people, usually for the dead people. But this marhum is actually the person who would receive kindness, and we probably use for the dead people because we hope that they would, after their death, rest in peace, would get kindness from God. So, and this the same with this mahluk. Mahluk is like who is going to receive punishment or death. So this, in this sense, it is getting used, and these two are nouns. The same way, I mean, from here we get this, and from here we get this on the same scale, maf'ul. Then we have faul. In faul we just move meme from the maful, and then we become it becomes this marhum would become rahum, and then rahum, and then we have this amplifying noun fa'il. Fa'il is this raham would become rahim. So rahim is like who is going to give very be very kind on you. Also, there is a thing to remember that mostly the fa'il is usually this maf'ul in the meanings of maf'ul. Whatever is maf'ul, fa'il is there. But in Arabic, there are some cases. I don't know. Probably they want to avoid controversies, or they want to, or there can be a case as well. But I think fa'il is usually the case of maf'ul. But sometimes the fa'il they make like on the scale of amplifying noun scale, which is fa'al. So, and sometimes like the way in this case they are doing it, so they are making it like the people are usually interpreting it as a fa on the scale of fall, the way they would interpret the words in the case of a fall scale, although it is a file scale. But file usually should be in most the cases the meaning of maf'ul, which is marhum. But in this case, people usually do it in the case of amplifying noun, and you are going to see an example of amplifying noun, this riham fall case. So in this case they are using it in as if it means riham rather than marhum. And in some cases you are going to see the file is going to get interpreted as a file, like file would be same like file. So Rahim, on this scale, if there would be some another word in Arabic, they would interpret it just like they would interpret a file. Although, and this I think is in those cases in which people want to avoid controversy. I don't know, but to me, I have seen the most of the Arabic words they become in the meanings of maful, and that should be the right word. But in this case, it is get it interpreted just like riham in most books. But riham would mean rahim would also mean. And same way there is another form of amplifying noun. Amplifying noun on the scale of usually is folan or fial. So Rahman is also just like Rahim. From Raham, Alif Noon, it would become Raham. Rahman. So Rahman is actually true form of amplifying noun. Once you are going to put the extreme attribute of some person or some entity, like in the case of God, you are going to say Rahman, very kind, that kind of a concept. And same way we have this another form of amplifying noun, that is fial scale, and that in this case between ha and meme of Raham there is an alif, so on this becomes this scale. So this is another form of amplifying noun. So Riham is just like Rahman, and in this case especially it is also a Rahim as well. And then we have Halak. Halak is also somebody is going to get decimated, destroyed. So in the case of, you can say in the case of death, it would also get used just like this Mout. And then we have another scale of Fi'ala. Fi'ala is like Halakat. So Halakat also just like who is going to get Halak is going to get Halakat. So it is also a noun. And then we have the another scale of Mufail. So Mufail is usually time or space noun, but sometimes it can be an object noun as well. Like object noun is usually in the case of this scale, but in this case in some cases it becomes this object noun as well. And so it is, we have from math, it is becoming mamat, this math. Then we have another scale of a form of these three Arabic words, that is mufel. And mufel is just like this, but in this case mufel is adjective. This is adjective, this is mohlak. Mohlak is also somebody who's going to kill somebody, or very fatal, very destructive in nature. So fela is another form, and fela on this we just put a this word here, letter here, and it becomes Rahma. So this is a noun. Rahma is also again some sort of a kindness. And then we have Failat. Failat is like Rahmat, Halkat, and these are verbs. And then we have Mufailat and Marhamat once we are giving kindness, and Mahalikat. And then we have Tafal and Yarham. Yarham, um, actually this is Jafal here, and Jafal on this scale it would become Yarham, Yahlak and Yamut. So it is just like Yamut would be verb, Yahlak would be verb, and Yarham. So these are all the form of three words, and this is Tafela and this is like Talka. So Talka is also something related to killing. So in Arabic word, actually these two are the specific words. Although this words one form is getting used these days to define somebody who is a like late person who is like dead, but this is getting used on the people only in order to hope that they would get rahm from their god. So that's why they are used as marhum. So marhum is like who is going to get kindness. So this is the exact meaning, but it is getting used in the case of death, but although it has nothing to do with death. Rahm, rahim, marhum, raham, these words are all related to kindness. These two words are, this is related to specifically death, this is specifically related to death, but these all forms have nothing to do with death. These are all related to death, decimation, destruction, fatality, these kinds of stuff. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. You guys can also put your comments in the comment section so that I can also learn from the feedback. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Have fun.